Building with another episode. We are back. Not sure. I'm using a new streaming platform today. We're trying restream.io, so we'll see how this goes. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you can see me. Let me know if everything is good in the chat. Also, if you are listening to me on the audio versions, I appreciate you. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. Search up D-Friend Daily, and you'll find all those over there. Vicky Love, salute to you. Hey. Just let me know. You can hear me good. You can see me good. Everything looking good. Everything looking great. Everything looking dandy. Salute to Vicky. Always here, always watching, always streaming. So, we have a lot of things to get into today. A lot of things. Roddy Ricch has been exposed, right? So Roddy Ricch, I like Roddy Ricch, right? A lot of people gave Roddy Ricch flack for his album that came out. I like Roddy. I think he's a very talented and very skilled young artist. But Clubhouse has a way of, manipulating people into backtracking in a certain way. So we'll get into that. We'll watch that. Him, Wack 100, some other guy. I don't know who the other guy is, but we'll watch that and we'll give, just my thoughts and my opinions about that. We also have the Weeknd's album. I've listened to it, and I have a pretty good idea of how I feel about the album and a bunch of other things, right? I'm probably going to go on another COVID rant. I ain't going to lie to you because that's just what the fuck I do nowadays. I see shit. It triggers me. I got to get on here. I got to talk about it. But that'll probably later in the show. We'll keep it light in the beginning. We'll get to the Roddy Ricch. We'll get into the Weeknd. We'll get all the nice, fun, cuddly things that make everybody feel safe and everybody secure. And then we'll get into the ranting and the Raven, right? So first things first is Roddy Ricch. So I'm going to play this. It's 5-minute video, but I'm not going to play the full 5 minutes. I'm going to play like about 2 minutes of it. I want you to listen to the conversation that's being had. And keep in mind, this is how I thought about when I saw it. Roddy Ricch is a young brother, came from Compton. I'm assuming he's a Crip. I think that's what they say. He's a Crip. He's made millions of dollars to this point of his career. I'm assuming he has two, not one, but two #1 records. One with The Box, another one with Rockstar he was featured on. And this is still the type of shit he has to argue with people about on Clubhouse. Let's take a listen.
Conversation so y'all can, clear that shit up. It's on you.
Let me know in the chat as well.
So my thing is, my nigga, is like, you feel me?
Y'all can hear it.
It's a lot of chatter, and I just want to get it from like what's really going on, bro. It was a lot said. Niggas was like,
no. We're not gonna do that. I got phone calls, text messages I'm seeing on the internet. I'm false flagging. I want to know what's going on.
Nigga saying that you ain't from the hood. You ain't been to the hood.
You saying I'm not from the hood? Who's saying I'm not from the hood? You saying I'm not from the hood?
I said what I said.
I'm asking you a question.
Nigga, I said what I said.
You ain't see me get put on the black mat?
Nigga, 3 seconds, my nigga, is not.
All right. Three niggas. Put 2 of them down.
Come on,
that
bro.
Ain't official? Because I know a lot of little homies that ain't get their official.
Let me know if y'all can hear that shit too.
We not talking about homies. I'm talking
about that. Let's start right there, though. I said, did I get my official?
Look, first and foremost, bro.
Let's start right there, bro. Let's start right there. Did I get my official?
Change the tone of your voice, bro.
My thing with this is, why does Roddy Ricch have to? When I look at Roddy Ricch, I don't even look at like a gamer. Like, I don't look at him like I look at YG. I don't look at him like that. Like, he has to prove that he has been in the gang. It's my bad. He has to prove all of this shit. He's fucking Roddy Ricch. He's The Box. He's high fashion. He's balling. Like, I don't even think of gang member type of aesthetic when I think about somebody like Roddy Ricch. But that's why I tell you, is that thing about music where you feel like you have to continue to let people know where you from, that you real. Now, this guy, I don't know who this other guy is. Maybe he's official, whatever the fuck you want to call it, in LA, and he's calls him on himself to check Roddy Ricch live on Clubhouse. But like, at the end of the day, my brother, Roddy Ricch did it. He's successful. He left the circuit. Like, he does what most people want somebody to do. You come from a certain circumstances, right? He got into the life that most people in that circumstance get into. Like he said, he became a gang member. I was 3 minutes and 3 seconds on the blacktop. I dropped 2 people. He's justifying all this shit. He became a rapper. And now he's a millionaire. What did he say? He bought his baby mama Bentayga. Bentayga's cost $250,000. He bought her a Bentayga. He's probably got a big ass house. He's rich. He's made it. Why do you got to get drawn back into these stupid fucking conversations about if he's really gang affiliated or did he really put on the block? Is he really coming back? Why do you give a fuck? He made it. And that's just so weird. I mean, I guess that's like like gang culture in LA is like super strong, right? So it's still there. They still talk about it a lot. Every time I see Wack 100 on there, it's like a clip that goes on like Chigs. What's it called? Chick Smooth. It's like New York blood checks Wack 100. Or New York what all the dumb shit. Like, bro, who gives a fuck? Like, honestly, who gives a fuck? But let's continue,
bro. Fuck all that. Look, check this out, bro.
Yeah, all right.
You ever
and pause. I even know listen to Roddy Ricch's music and then listen to his voice. It sounds like two completely fucking people, two different people.
ever touched $1 million?
Was we talking about $1 million?
I'm asking you a question. You ever touched $1 million before?
What is we talking about? $1 million?
You ever touched $1 million before? I'm asking you a question. Yes or no? You can simply decline the answer. Yes or no? Have you ever touched $1 million before?
He hasn't. Stop asking him.
I'm asking you, do you know what that feel like to touch $1 million, nigga? Do you know what that feel like?
Is you from Park Village?
Here talking about another nigga for free.
Yeah, all right.
You laughing. You laughing.
Look, he got, when it comes to real life shit, you ain't got nothing to say. When it comes to, like, all right, have you touched $1 million? Have you supported your community besides whatever, like, gang affiliation you have ties to that community? Have you done any of those things? I call you out on the real shit because we like to focus on the bullshit. We like to focus on dumb shit that probably really, in the real scope of life, do not matter. I'm asking you, have you ever done X, Y, and Z? You can't even tell me. So why the fuck is you sitting here talking about me on Clubhouse? Now, people maybe say, hey, why are you talking to me, motherfucker? You ain't made $1 million. I'm not critiquing, like, dumb shit. Like, and I'm not disrespecting people that are in gangs. I know it's very prevalent and these things like that. But in the scope of conversation around Roddy Ricch, to me, that has no relevance. I don't see him as a rapper that is really tied to a gang because I don't see him overtly doing this thing. Like, I would have never knew Wiz Khalifa was affiliated. Now, don't let me get this wrong. Wiz Khalifa was in some way, shape, or form affiliated with Crips if, somebody didn't say that. Because that's not his imagery. YG, you know what he is. The Game, you know what he is. Jim Jones, you know what he is. You know what they are because it's like a part of them. That's not the same with Roddy Ricch. So I don't Snoop Dogg, famous Crip. You know that's they thing. So I don't understand you got it really with this whoever this guy's on Clubhouse, right? Because a lot of these motherfuckers like popping on Clubhouse because they get in every room, they pop shit, they talk shit. But like in the grand scope, we don't know who the fuck they are. Right, we don't give a fuck. They might be known in their city, but they get on Clubhouse. They feel like they're on the stage with certain people. They can say this shit. I've told you a million times. Clubhouse is the fucking worst place. Right? It's just a bunch of people get on there, talk shit, dumb shit that don't really matter, and they get hyped up. It goes viral, and then that's like the highlight and extent of their day. And that's what it seems to be going on here with this guy. This guy talks shit about Roddy, right? Wack 100 says, "Fuck it, I'll get Roddy in the room." This guy's eyes probably lit up. Woo, shit, this is my moment. And then this is what proceeds after an altercation like that.
But I'm asking you a question.
It's the real ones that help you get that $1 million, my nigga.
I'm asking you a question because Bird's still eating with me. You might not see him.
I ain't Bird,
still
nigga.
eating with me.
I ain't Bird, nigga.
Wait, hold on. Wait, y'all, hold on.
You heard that? I think the guy just exposed himself right there. He said, remember that the real ones helped you get that $1 million. Because a lot of guys, especially when I listen to Joe Budden podcast, he kind of broke this down of a lot of rappers, they are backed by, certain forces that aren't typically the ones that are, mainstream, right? So that's what the real guys are what got you there. And then Roddy Ricch brings up a name. Bird still eating with me. I don't know who Bird is. I don't know his affiliate. I don't know nothing about, I don't know who the fuck Bird is. I said Berg at first. They were talking about Hitmaker, but somebody. I'm not Berg. So to me, this sounds like a guy who is probably somewhat official in whatever area that Roddy come from. And it feels like by the tone of conversation that he's mad that he was not able to glide up the social ladder on Roddy Ricch's coattails. That's what it looks like to me. Similar to what happened when you think about it in the 6ix9ine case. What happened? If you actually watch all the shit and broke it down, 6ix9ine was fucking with the Harv guy, and then there was Shotty. 6ix9ine ended up picking Shotty as his main guy. As him and Shotty started to elevate, Harvard didn't feel like they got the short end of the stick. So what the fuck do they do? We're going to rob you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. So there's dissension in the group. So when I hear that guy say, I'm not Bird, you're mad because you weren't able to ride the coattails to the top. That's what it sounds like to me. Right?
Hey, hold on. Hey, this whack.
What
Listen,
about Cholo?
clear that up. So
What
Bird's
about
still with
Playboy?
you? Hold on, y'all. So Bird's
You don't
still
even know Cholo like that.
Nigga, what about
hey,
are these niggas having active lawyers on their cases? Am
bro, I don't know none of
toys in the hood every Christmas?
Come on, bro.
Putting turkeys in the hood every Christmas? I mean,
Come
every
on, bro.
Thanksgiving?
Come on. You modeling right.
Stop
Okay.
it. You don't
Bro,
know what it feel like to be in this situation. So until you know what it feel like, you can't talk on none of this shit, bro. You playing internet games on some shit. I don't even know how to use this Clubhouse shit. I had to call Wack 4-5 times. He calling me. You 30, 40 years old using this app. Nigga, I'm 23. I don't even know how to use this shit, nigga. Because I'm over here trying to make the Forbes again this year, man.
See, that's you just drop bags like motherfuckers like that. In all honesty, you kind of just gotta flex on motherfuckers like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. You just gotta do that. You 40. I don't even know how to use Clubhouse. It's like, damn. I'm trying to make the Forbes list this year. You're not even in the conversation. This is no way to discriminate against people who don't make a lot of money, celebrity versus non-celebrity. But just the conversation, the things that the guy is bringing up to me just seem like complete and utter nonsense. Like what's the root of the problem? And to me, I feel like he already exposed himself in saying what the root of the problem was. The root of the problem is you don't feel like you're getting enough of the cut of Roddy Ricch. That's really what the issue is for you. You may be, and I guess I don't know who the fuck Yachty Year is. I don't know who that is. I'm not in LA. I'm not part of LA gang culture. But as a person looking on it outside of it looks like you may be somewhat official in your area. Certain people are reaping the benefits. You're not, so you're mad, so you're clowning him, exposing him. Are you really a gang member? Are you this? Because you feel like that is going to dampen down Roddy Ricch's street cred or credibility. When I can guarantee you, let's be honest. Roddy Ricch, the box, all that shit, that's TikTok shit, a lot of white people. If they found out that Roddy Ricch wasn't really a Crip, they wouldn't give a fuck. Most black people wouldn't give a fuck if Roddy Ricch wasn't a Crip. Most Mexican people wouldn't give a fuck if Roddy Ricch was a Crip because, like I said in the beginning, his stardom, his image, his success is not really tied to that per se. It's just not. Even like Lil Baby. They say Lil Baby's in the gang, right? I'm not trying to put the gang on him as blood Crip. I don't know, right? I'm not trying to put nothing on him. That's what they say. But if somebody came out and said, oh, he's not really, I don't really give a fuck. I like the music. Like whatever shit y'all got that y'all think is going to be so effective, it's really not going to be. Exposing people for not being in gangs for real, being in gangs for real, it ain't going to do shit. We fucking Roddy Ricch because the music's good. That's going to continue. Now, if you are a fan who's like, Roddy Ricch isn't really a Crip, I can't listen to him anymore. You're a fucking idiot. What does that got to do with the music? Honestly. Like, what does that got to do with anything? Let me go to the comments real quick, read some of these comments real quick, man, because I feel like I neglected the comments yesterday. So we got a shout out to Roddy Ricch for that. What else we got? Boom. Anything associated with Wack is trash. Okay. What else we got in the comments section? We got Clubhouse shine a lot on some real stupid people clout chasing and looking for 10 seconds of fame. I mean, that's really all it is, honestly. I don't care how desperate I was. I would never go to Clubhouse platform. Roddy better than that's another thing you have to think about too. Roddy Ricch is doing certain things now that couldn't be perceived as acts of desperation because, like I said, I talked about on the podcast, Bryce. Speaking of that, tomorrow, Absolute Sure Podcast, we back tomorrow, 9:30. You know how we do. Tune in then, stay up, eat some popcorn, chill out. But anyway, speaking about that, we spoke about it on the podcast that Roddy Ricch, when you drop an album, right, a sophomore album coming off the back of a really great project, coming off the back of Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, Roddy Ricch drops that project. Great. The box goes crazy. High Fashion goes crazy. Petey goes crazy. All these songs, the shit with A Boogie, shit goes crazy. And then a week later, you say, y'all playing with me. I'm dropping Feed the Streets 3. That shows me that, okay, you know that album wasn't what it was supposed to be. Even though I enjoyed the album, I thought the album was a good album. it just didn't perform and sell the way that I guess Roddy and obviously who I don't know he signed to, whoever he signed to, probably thought that it would, especially as his star has risen so much since Please Excuse Me, Antisocial released in 2019. So let me just continue with the comments. What up, player? Salute to you, everyday PJ. What's going on, man? What else we got? No one cares. These dudes gangbang. Like I said, it's like what Bryce said. Like that shit is like dinosaur shit. It's like not to disrespect it or anything, because and there's like a lineage to it and all these things like that. But like, let's be honest. When you see a guy like this super gangbanging hard in 2022, you like, I mean, all right, I guess I get it. I mean, like, I guess, bro. Like, but it kind of looks a little crazy. So, hello, the average person doesn't even know about gangs. That's a small community of people. What else we got? And Roddy is bored. I mean, it could be that too. He might be bored. So, if y'all don't watch the rest of it, it's pretty much the same type of shit. I done got this nigga out of jail. I got him out of jail. I pay this book. I pay that book. I do like Roddy Ricch. You don't got to prove shit to motherfuckers. Like, you just don't have to, right? You've elevated to another level in life. And like I said, it's not classism or elitism. Oh, he's on this level, so he doesn't have to deal with the peasants. It's just like certain shit you probably shouldn't even delve back into once you get to a certain spot. Because when you see all these things, like in this book, Tamika Mallory, like the point of getting out of the hood is you're trying to elevate into other things. You don't get sucked back into things that are created, you know, like in the book she says, created due to poverty, like the type of things you have to do, selling dope, doing this, acting like you're in a gang. You don't get dragged back into that once you've made it out. Like I said, if you're a black guy from the hood, now I'm not saying, you know, I don't know because I'm not from the hood. And just point of reference here before I continue. For anybody who doesn't know, I am not Mexican. I see those when I talk about black shit all the time. I get that all the time. Like, who the fuck is this fat Mexican talking about black shit? Or why is this Mexican talking about this? I'm not Mexican. My mom's Italian and German, and my dad was black. So I'm half, right? I'm not full, but still. I just keep seeing that when I see comments. People got shit to say. It's always some shit like that. But anyways, I want to get into have a conversation with you guys about some music, right? I want to talk about The Weeknd, right? So The Weeknd dropped his album, Dawn FM. And I just want to read some stories about it, the sales projections, before I really get into how I feel about the album. So this is a story that The Weeknd hints that we're experiencing a new trilogy. So, hold on. What the fuck is this? Undefined. Hello, if you need real, free, high-quality service, increase your viewers, check stream details. Okay, look at some scam shit. LMAO. You ain't Mexican? Disappointed. I'm not Mexican. I'm sorry. I'm not, you know, I'm not, I know, what is it, Latinx or some shit? I'm sorry, I'm not repping for the Latinx, but I love you, but that's not me. Anyways, The Weeknd isn't coming to play in 2022. On Friday, January 7th, the 31-year-old, damn, he's only 31, Die For You singer shared the long-awaited album Dawn FM, which has already been receiving immense praise with famous friends and fans alike. And just days later, he's teasing future releases on Twitter. He said this, I wonder, did you know you're experiencing a new trilogy? The Toronto-born star wrote on Monday afternoon, sharing a blue-hued photo of him in costume as the older man on the cover of the most recent work, holding both his hands up to the sky while leaning back. Complex reports Trilogy happens to be the name of the vocalist's 2012 compilation, which saw the 3 2011 mixtapes, House of Balloons, Thursday, and Echoes of Silence. Joined together as one remake. I've been speculating that Abel's unannounced next album and final piece of the series, which would have begun with 2020's After Hours. At last year's Billboard Music Award, The Weeknd tied the aforementioned release and his latest drop together in the line, I just want to say the After Hours are done and the dawn is coming. So the Starboy hitmaker new record is having to be achieved an impressive 60 million Spotify streams in the first 24 hours. It has been projected to earn somewhere between 150 and 170 equivalent album units in his first week. When I saw that number, when I saw those numbers for The Weeknd, I was like, that's why I said The Weeknd album flop, because I was like, is that a flop for The Weeknd? 150 to 170 for an artist as big. Like The Weeknd, like let's not minimalize The Weeknd. Like The Weeknd just did the Super Bowl. Like that's massive. But in further, because you know they like to leave shit out. Like they like to just leave you sitting there to speculate, oh shit, did the fans not fuck with The Weeknd no more? He didn't actually put out any physicals, which I know people say that people don't buy physicals, but for people like The Weeknd, people do buy physicals. If you look at his last album, he sold 240,000 just in physical copies alone. So if he did put out physicals, you could possibly be looking at numbers into the 400,000, which for artists like The Weeknd, that makes a lot more sense. These numbers are mostly based off of streaming alone. And I mean, that'd be interesting if he did drop another project. This is gonna be like the trilogy. I don't know if he drops this year, if he drops next year. But let's get to the music. And also in the comment section, I see 7 people in here. If you have the ability to comment and you've listened to The Weeknd's album, let me know what you think about The Weeknd's album. Also, if you listen to the podcast online, you can follow me at DFran Daily on Instagram, and you can let me know what you think about The Weeknd's album there. So when I first heard the album, and I said this in my first reaction, which I still kind of felt like in the beginning, I was kind of over the 80s techno Daft Punk type sounding Weeknd. I said before the album dropped, when I was doing the Episode of Your Podcast, that I would love to hear The Weeknd the same way that he sounded when he was on Hurricanes. Now, I know Hurricanes was already out previously. Kanye West had already wrote the hook and everything that he did. He already did all that, right? Because we've heard the Kanye version of Hurricanes. But I wanted a Weeknd like that. That's not what we got. We got The Weeknd like the 80s techno shit, right? So for me personally, and that's saying me, I'm not even a big Weeknd fan. Like The Weeknd isn't like my favorite like artist, but honestly, you got to appreciate greatness when they, deliver they work. So pretty much every song on the album is a very good record. In my opinion, very good record. My favorite songs are Out of Time, Here We Go, Tyler, the Creator, Best Friend, There's Someone Else, and where's I didn't write that one down. I have the track list right here, but I didn't circle the other one. But I've got like 6 songs that I really love. All the other songs are good, and some of them are like interludes. Obviously, the Taylor Quincy, the shit with Jim Carrey. Was it either Don't Break My Heart? No, I think it's. Yeah, Every Angel is Terrifying turns into like a radio break thing. So it's a pretty themed album. He's trying to act like he's on the radio. That's what he's trying to do. And I think that this album is a lot better than Gunna's album. I think that Gunna put out a valiant effort, right? Because I did have critiques about Gunna's album. And I know, why do we compare albums? They're the same thing. Shut up. Fuck. People it's fun to compare shit, right? It's fun. And this is what makes it interesting, debate, things like that. I hate when I see people on social media whining and crying. Why do we got to compare? Why we can't just enjoy everybody? Just shut up. Just fucking stop crying. If you don't want to compare, don't compare your goddamn self. But over here, we're going to compare. I mean, I know they're not comparable because it's one R&B or 80s, whatever the fuck he was doing, Superstar versus Gunna. And I had some notes about Gunna's album, and they're not even really favorable to Gunna. So I did say his album sounds a lot better after a couple of listens. It's more like of a vibe type of thing. I know they're really trying to push that Push and P shit. I see everybody's posting as their caption. Gunna made a tutorial at the jewelry store what Push and P means. I mean, it ain't that big of a hard concept to really grasp of what the fuck Gunna means when we saying Push and P, which just is pretty much another word for like, this is player shit. So, I mean, that's not really nothing hard to grasp. 21 Savage, to me, standout of the album, standout verse. It just made me more excited for a 21 Savage project. Where's that at? That's my phone. My bad. A 21 Savage project. I'm really excited for that, and I want to see that happen as well very soon. But also, it was highly anticipated, I feel like. I feel like a lot of people were hyping it up. A lot of people were like, oh, Gunna's dropping, Gunna. But I feel like people like Gunna more of like the lifestyle look. I don't feel like they really fuck with him because the music is just so spectacular. The music is just so amazing. And then maybe it's dropped while I'm doing this live, but I've looked it up. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any numbers to be released about Gunna's thing. And to me, that's worrisome because Weeknd shit came out like 2 days ago. We knew the Weeknd was 150, 170. I haven't seen an update on Gunna's numbers, which to me doesn't really bode well for him, or there's some shit going on behind the scenes where they're trying to juice numbers, honestly, in my opinion, in some type of way. So this is another critique I wrote. I said, album for me doesn't make me feel like Gunna's place within the top guys of his class has changed. Like this album that made me, you know what? I'm gonna boost Gunna up to like the top, Young Boys, the Lil Babies, the Rod Waves, the Polo G's, the Lil Durks, the even I know Roddy Ricch didn't sell well, but musically Roddy Ricch still makes good music. Like he didn't elevate to those levels to me, in my opinion, with this album. It's cool, it's a vibe, but to me, he's still more of a tier 2 guy. He's not a tier 1, right? He's not a guy who can like. I would love to see, honestly, for a lot of these guys, like streaming and all that shit's good. They look nice, they look cool. We love them. They get 1 million likes every time they post. I would like to see people kind of formulate the Russ ideology, and I would like to see a lot of these guys go on tour because that honestly really is a real way to see if people really fuck with you. Not the festival where there's already 50,000 people and you're going to play your 4 best songs and everybody's going to cheer. I want to actually see people go on tours again so we can really get a gauge of who the superstars are and who the pretenders are. Like, yeah, you might sell 80,000. Like, that's great. But I want to see who really has fans because even with that, streaming numbers can be juiced. There was a statistic that came out a couple years ago that if you end up on like Rap Caviar or Rap Life, your song is going to get like extra 1 million to 2 million plays per week. Like, that's like juicing the numbers. And then if you have 3 songs on there, it's going to like, that's how they do it. And then you're on every single playlist, Most Necessary, Rap Caviar, this, like it's going to be juiced, right? So what did I say? You were overly critical of Gunna's album for what it was. It's an enjoyable, it's a vibe. It's cool. Like I'm not saying it's like horrible, but like the greats are judged by the albums. And if you don't make great, like some, this is just like cool to listen to. Like, it's a little vibe. It's like, if it's not memorable, then yeah, it's not the greatest thing in the world. That's how the greats are judged. I know nowadays we want to be soft on music. Just enjoy it. Just listen to it and you'll love it. If you love it, you love it. That's you. There's people who probably think the album is classic. Probably people that love the album and they think it's the greatest thing in the world. For me, it's not an album I think is going to be talked about past 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. It's just not. And that's just not me. Let's just see. So Gunna was all hype. It wasn't that great. It was just a moment. Like I said, and that's the thing a lot too. Like a lot of these guys, like I said, Gunna is a lifestyle piece to me. He's going to create moments. He's probably not even looking for legacy. He's probably not looking to be here for the next 5, 10 to 6 years. Like, let's be honest. He's probably not trying to be that guy. He's got money. He's rich. He's dating Chloe Bailey. He's living a great life. You cannot deny that he's living a very good life. But as far as putting him in the realm with some of the top guys, I just personally cannot do that. He's not bigger than the guys he's around. He's not bigger than Young Thug. He's not better than Young Thug. He's not better than Lil Baby. He's around, like, he's not better than the guys he's around. At least I can, in my mind, have a logical conversation of Lil Baby, Thug, or Future. Like, I could have a conversation to shift these guys around, especially at this moment. I don't feel like Gunna's in that, space. He's like an appetizer. Right, we got the main meal and then we got the appetizer. Like, that's cool. Like, we pushing Pete. I like that. We pushing Pete. That's cool. Like, whatever. But it's not, greatness. Salute to Vicky for the donation. I'm cool with all your opinions all the time, but I question your music taste. I gotta fact check you with anything music. That's just because you're like a Kanye lover, and if anybody isn't riding Kanye's coattails to the end of time, you're gonna question, and especially because I like Drake, so you're gonna question, like, you can't. How you gonna? It's like saying like somebody who acknowledges that LeBron is great. We have to question your basketball ability. Like, LeBron's great. Like, what the fuck you got to question? And Drake is Drake. So it's like, come on now. So what else we got here? I don't think I was overly critical. Like, I didn't shit on. I said survive. So I don't see how that's overly critical. What else we got in the comments? He rode Lil Baby and Young Thug's coattails. Anytime you talk about music, the Drake poster behind you gets bigger to me. Look at that. That's my guy. Like, he need to have. You say I got this big ass fuck is that? Yoda. I think get a big ass Drake one just to let you really know who the fuck's the one that's doing shit, right? And that brings me to new music that's dropping, right? So, and that brings me to this week, because I'm trying to keep up with music every single week. Music's coming out, music's going on, shit's going on, shit's being talked about. Weeknd disappointed. I like the Weeknd album, but also I can understand this too. I can understand that if you're probably, now I don't know, Damon Sharma, I don't know if you're like a super Weeknd fan, right? Like, I tend to like, what's the word I'm trying to look for? I tend to give like way to people who are like really big fans of people because I feel like they tend to have more of an in-depth thought process behind their favorite artists. Like, did he fall off? Oh, this wasn't better than the trilogy, or this wasn't better than this one, or because y'all really like delve into this shit. Like, that's really y'all shit. The Weeknd isn't really my shit. I already got my Toronto, my Toronto. That was about to sound fucking wild, but the guy I fuck with in Toronto, I got him, right? So when I listen to The Weeknd, I don't really compare it to past things because I'm just listening to it for right now. If Roddy Ricch's commercial flop, so was The Weeknd. I see what you're trying to say there, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, Ekpo Praise, but 150 to 170 without also releasing physical copies isn't really that bad when you think about it. But for a guy like The Weeknd, you do kind of expect a lot more, because let's just say maybe with The Weeknd, let's not say do 250, because like somebody brought up the thing, maybe he was bundling his records. He wasn't actually selling physical copies. I'll take that as if that's the truth. I'll take that as gospel. I could say at least for a guy like The Weeknd, who has that very large, and let's keep it a buck, it's the white people that are buying albums. Because if you look at any white artist, most of their sales, most of their music streams comes from shit being bought. You look at Taylor Swift, that's just going to say 300, 400,000 physical copies bought. You see Morgan Wallen, you see the streaming numbers. Oh, he had 300,000 bought and then like barely any streamed. It's the opposite for rap. Rap people stream shit and they don't really physically buy the product, right? That's how it is. So I can say for The Weeknd, he probably would sell like at least another 100. So you can say 270 for The Weeknd. And if 270 for a guy like The Weeknd is a flop, then, if you think that's a flop, I'll take that. If that's what you think, right? That's not what I think. But also, take away the sales, take away the bullshit. I think it's a really well put together, thought out sound. It just sounds amazing. He sounds incredible. Everything about the album to me just sounds good. It's an enjoyable album for me to listen to because the pure talent level of an artist like The Weeknd. So before I get off of music, I just wanted to say, like, this weekend we got on the lookout. YB and he's not YB anymore. Corday's dropping. I don't know if anybody's anticipating that one or they're excited about that one, but I'm giving everybody's album a chance this year. Corday dropped his album 2019, The Lost Boy. It went up for Grammys, Best Rap Album. I think he had a song with Chance the Rapper, Best Rap Song. So I don't think Corday is going to sell a lot, but I think he's going to become one of those guys that award shows love. He's good, clean cut. He has the skill level of rap, so they kind of like that aesthetic. So I can see him continuing to get that Grammy type of, consideration depending on who really drops in 2022 this year. But he's more of that type of guy to me. He can rap really good. The freestyle he put out 3 days ago, if you listen to it, the shit's good. But I just don't know commercially or mainstream if he'll ever be considered in the top guys that people like, right? Rap skills, yeah, he's probably one of the top guys on 25, like he says in his video. But as far as commercial success and all these things like that, I don't know if he'll ever be that echelon of guy. I can't really compare him. I'm trying to think of a guy of older generation that he could compare to, but I can't put my finger on it at this very moment. So we're going to get above music, and we're going to get into some real shit. So Corday is critical, darling, and Grammy bait. That's what I was, he's like, that's what he's going to be. It's just like how I feel about, and I think it's hard to really say that about her because she be having big ass singles too. But it's kind of like how I feel about her. Like, her is great, talented. Like, you can't deny Corday's talent of rapping. But I feel like commercial, mainstream wise, people like Summer Walker more, and they like SZA more. They like these people more because, like I said, personality plus music put together skyrockets. Her, you don't really hear too much about her. You don't really see too many interviews. She's not really out there. She's more like an industry darling, but you cannot deny she makes really good music. You just can't deny it. So anyways, let's get into, I gotta do not necessarily a retraction, but I gotta kind of clear up something that I spoke about yesterday, because I'm not like these other media websites that just run shit through the mud and they don't come back when other new information comes out. So yesterday I spoke about the CDC director, Rochelle Walensky, and her saying that 75% of people that have died from COVID have 4 more comorbidities. And we went down the comorbidity list yesterday. We spoke about it. We talked about it. So it looks like that interview by ABC, and I don't know why, once again, a reputable news organization like ABC would clip something as important as this to make it seem like something that it wasn't that it really is. So anyways, this is what she said. A short clip that spread like wildfire on Monday appeared to show CDC Director Rochelle Walensky claiming that 75% of COVID deaths occurred in people who had at least four comorbidities. In reality, the fuller context shows that she was talking about a study of vaccinated people, not all people who would ever die of COVID. So yesterday, I was under the impression by the clip that she was speaking about anybody who out of the 836,000 people that have died from COVID, that she's talking about that statistic, but she was talking about a study of vaccinated people that end up dying from COVID. Let me finish reading. So, as Allah Pundit details in a useful corrective, Walensky was not trying to make the case that people who have fewer than 4 comorbidities are at limited risk of death from COVID. She cited a study of 1.2 million people who were vaccinated, of which 36 of those people died of COVID. Among those 36, 3/4 of people had at least 4 comorbidities. So she was trying to argue that vaccines are so effective that it is very rare for a vaccinated person to die from COVID. And even in those rare circumstances, the deaths were among those who already were suffering from a number of conditions. Unfortunately, even though the full clip has been readily available, people are still trying to promote the shorter clip. So that's what I say. I want to be honest with you guys. I don't want to be lying, shifty, whatever, to try to, because I don't have a narrative. I don't have any skin in the game when it comes to COVID. I'm just seeing shit. I'm letting you guys know. And if something comes up that's not correct, I'm going to tell you guys the fucking truth, because I don't have no skin in the game. I have no political say in whatever the fuck's going on. So, like I said, yesterday I said that, in the clip that was out there, I think I played the clip, that she said 75% of people that have died from COVID have 4 or more comorbidities, which could be lung disease, heart failure, cancer, smoking, all these things like that. They could be anything. But it looks like she was talking about a study of 1.2 million people who were vaccinated, right? But I ain't gonna lie to you. Even after that shit, I still am perturbed about her saying, or her not releasing, the amount of people that have actually died from COVID, not just they died and had COVID at the same time, but it didn't correlate to the death. This is my thing, and I was thinking about this today in the car. I don't know if you guys talk to yourself, but I talk to myself all the time. My mind is constantly ringing. This is what I was thinking. I was like, fuck this shit. If we can, no more lockdowns. I'm sorry, no more lockdowns. If we cannot get exact, accurate numbers, right? Exact, accurate numbers. If you cannot produce these exact, accurate numbers, the little Biden mandate shit for people to get people who have over 100 employees, you got to cut the shit out, right? You got to cut it. Because like I said, you guys are operating off of numbers that we do not know to be exact. Y'all tell everybody, trust the science. But the science that we are getting is not the actual, factual, correct science. Y'all are telling us that 836,000 people died, but y'all aren't telling us how many of those people died from COVID or with COVID. You're not telling me those numbers. Also, it pertains to hospitalizations. You're telling me people who, you're adding numbers into the COVID hospitalizations of people who got in a car crash, broke legs. Maybe I'm fucking cooking. I'm chopping up a steak for my wife. I cut off my damn finger. I go to the emergency room. They test me. You got COVID, sir. I'm not a hospitalization for COVID. I cut my finger off. So I feel like until we can get transparent numbers, it's hard for me to push forward on all these things, because all these plans, mandates, this, that, are really driven off of those 2 numbers: hospitalizations and deaths. Now, if she comes out and they can actually give us, information, real information, say, okay, we said 836 died from COVID. All right, we split up the numbers. It is 500,000 people died from COVID, actual from COVID, and 300,000 they just had COVID, when they died. So those are the numbers. We got 100,000 people hospitalized. Okay. 50,000 people actually got, because of COVID. 50,000, they just had it when they arrived. We're sorry. But those are the real numbers. I just feel like you cannot continue to press the button on shit without giving people the actual numbers. I just don't see how you can continue to press on with that, continue to push narratives, continue to do all of the things of that nature when it comes to COVID. I know y'all motherfuckers probably tired of COVID, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to talk about real shit. I want to talk about real shit going on. Like, we talk about the music shit, because the only reason I talk about the Roddy Ricch shit was because I feel like there's a lesson in that shit. That shit is a trap. That shit with Roddy Ricch is a trap. You made it, brother. Who gives a fuck? If you don't think you real, I'm sorry. Fuck him. Who gives a fuck? Peace. We gone. But I want to talk about real shit. I know people. Let's talk about Aria. Not Aria. Sorry, that's something else. Let's talk about Ari and how she got cut from Fenty and this fucking dumb shit. Who gives a fuck? Oh, why you didn't talk about Drake putting hot sauce in the hose? She tried to put a condom of Drake's on, but it had hot sauce. Why you gives a fuck about that shit? This don't fucking matter. Shit like this matters. Shit like this affects people. If the work vaccine mandate passes, there's 100 million people that are potentially out of a job. 100 million people potentially out of the job. A lot of those 100 million probably end up getting vaccinated just because they don't lose their job. But that shit that matters, right? Y'all want to talk about shit that matters? Y'all want to talk about bullshit? Just let me know. Because if my audience wants to talk about bullshit, and I mean, I guess I can muster it. Like, I can't do a daily show where I only talk about bullshit. That's the only way I've been able to do this daily show is because I'm able to sprinkle in real shit. That's the only way. Let's see what the comments got to say. So, I'm got real quiet when we started talking about COVID. They said, oh, let me shut the fuck up. I'm going to let this motherfucker talk. Lots of people they tested didn't even have symptoms in these hospitals. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like asymptomatic people that are getting tested. It's just like, that's just what the numbers are showing. And this is something that kind of perturbed me a little bit too when it comes to COVID, because it feels like every time somebody dies, it's a push to like tie them to COVID. And I just don't like shit. Like when what's her name? Betty White died, they tried to COVID. Did you like, bro, just fuck. She's old. She probably died from, they say she died from a stroke or something like that, right? She had a stroke 6 days ago, and I think that attributed to her death that came up. Oh, now look at that, motherfucker want to break. All right, here we go. Fun fact: the overall COVID-19 recovery rate is 97% and 99.97%. Always ask yourself who stands to gain. My boy Trevor, the photographer, says I feel like I got the vid right now. So, hey. Because like I said, I'm never one of those people that are saying that, and I'm looking at my phone for like the statistic thing every once in a while I'm looking down. But I'm never one of those people that say like COVID isn't real. I think it's really killed people. I think it's really affected people. I think people get it and they probably really get very sick. People get really sick when they get the cold as well. But I'm not saying that they're not, their trial tribulations aren't valid. I'm just saying that data and information is being used to control people. And I always feel like it is a very, very slippery slope that we can go down. This was a thing that I saw the other day. I screenshot this on December 29th. I wanted to show you. So it shows that, let me see if I get to focus. Is it going to focus? Damn it. Bitch, you ain't going to focus. Come on. It's right there, motherfucker. Focus. Focus. That motherfucker, as soon as it focus. All right, so it's a 26 million people currently infected. 26 point. This was the stat I keep pulling up. 26 point. I'm gonna just fucking read this shit. Don't want to goddamn do it. 26 million people currently infected. 26 million people have mild conditions, which is 99.7%. 89,000 people are serious or critical, so 0.3%. So that's the percentages we're really like basing information on, right? That's all I'm saying. Not saying it's not real. And even I see motherfuckers at CNN getting fed up. CNN like, all right, bro, because we getting caught up in this lies and shit. Not lies, but this misleadingness. We getting caught up in this shit as well. I saw one guy who was on CNN. He was like, they're adding in people who just cut off they got a broken leg. Like that's completely misleading. That's completely not honest. And they had Dr. Sanjay Gupta ass up there, the guy who was on Joe Rogan. He was like, well, yes, there is that as well. But also you do have to take into account that whenever we do identify somebody as COVID positive, we have to go through a lot of additional steps now to, for safety and precaution. And I get all those things, right? I get all those things in the hospital. We want to keep people safe. But my point being is the numbers should reflect what is actually going on, not what we want to cause fear or whatever. But back to what I was saying. So we all know legendary comedian, actor Bob Saget died, unfortunately, suddenly a couple days ago. And I just keep seeing headlines about COVID. So this is from Fox News. Bob Saget spoke about COVID bout before death. It does not feel good. Why are you bringing that? What the fuck they got to do with him dying? So this is how the story goes. Fox News flash top entertainment and celebrity headlines are here. Check out, what the fuck is that in the article? In the days before his death, Bob Saget opened up about his battle with coronavirus. The actor, who was found dead in his Florida hotel at the age of 65 on Sunday while on tour performing stand-up. In a recent interview on a Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan podcast that debuted recently, the Full House alum revealed that he had previously fought off COVID. If he previously fought off COVID, why are we trying to tie COVID to his death? Like, I don't get that correlation. So Bob Saget, oh no, he said this. He said, "It is not good. It does not feel good." The actor revealed, "I had it. I had it. Don't not I have." Obviously, if he's on the podcast, maybe it was virtual, but regardless, I had it, not I have it. Bob Saget revealed that he recently battled coronavirus and said it was not good. He then said he was unaware of what variant of the virus he had, joking that perhaps two variants were working together. I think at one point Omicron was opening for Delta, he joked, referring to the two variants currently spreading across America. But then Omicron got so big, Delta's opening for Omicron now. The comedian didn't disclose exactly when he faced COVID-19, but a member of the audience of Saget's final stand-up show told People magazine that he said he had recently got COVID maybe less than a month ago. So the guy's doing shows, right? And I'm assuming he's not going to do a show while he got COVID, right? So I feel like you put people in risk like that. Like I think that's fucked up as well, even though we look at the percentage of people who die and don't die, but you never know who's in the crowd. You don't know. Why is that being tied to that? Also feels like another form of media bullshit. Like media, it's not hard to not become bullshit ass organization. It's really not that hard. Be honest with the people, and that's it. And they wonder why a guy like Joe Rogan, and I'm not saying Joe Rogan's right. Oh, all praise the almighty Joe. I'm not saying that at all. But at least, he's having the conversation. Just like me, like I told you, when I read this, most people in the media would have that Rochelle Walensky shit, the CDC director, and go 75%. We've always been right. We've always known that. All the COVID, da. No. I read, she was talking about something else. Because I don't have nothing to gain. I don't have no skin in the game when it comes to that. I just want to give people, at least the full truth of what I can comprehend as the truth. And if anything comes out that contradicts whatever I'm saying, I'm going to come on here and say, hey, this is actually what happened. Maybe I read this part wrong. But hey, guys, I want to arm you with the correct information. But they don't do that. Right? They don't do that. And it's like they gaslight you with the shit. Like they say all these things. Like this is for example, right? The clip of Rachel Maddow that was going around where she was like saying that if you get the vaccine, you'll never get it, you'll never be able to spread it, you'll never be able to do that shit. I haven't seen her come back on air and say, hey guys, I fucked up. At the time, this is what the science may have been telling me. And you don't even got to say, I was a fucking fortune teller and I got fucked up. You can just be like, hey, at the time, this is what the scientists and the CDC and this and that, this is what they were saying, right? So this is the information I was armed with. I got out here and told you guys that. But now, obviously, as we can tell now, that science might not have been as accurate. And I just wanted to, say that. But no. Bombshell, Rachel Maddow, Trump lawyers meet with Secretary of Georgia for, who gives a fuck about Trump? You telling people bullshit lies. You still trying to cling on to Trump. If Trump gets charged in Georgia for trying to meddle with the election in Georgia, I don't give a fuck. That's going to happen here and there, go on, bypass, whatever, right? But the shit y'all saying about COVID is actually affecting a lot of people's lives. You would think that, let me go on air and say something about this viral clip of me misleading people is going on. Because let's be honest, that was the initial branding for the vaccine. You're never going to get it. You're not going to spread it. People, oh shit, okay, well, let me get it. But now we see that's not the case. Also, another thing that happened recently, and I'm about to get up out of here, but it's just shit I keep seeing. And I want you to know that you see it. Maybe you see it too. Early December, get your booster. It's going to destroy Omicron. You won't have to worry about Omicron. It's going to do that to Omicron. Now we got, let me see if I got it right. The Pfizer CEO saying this. Predicts Omicron vaccine will be ready by March. But I thought y'all said if I just get the boost, and I got to get but now there's a fourth. Stop saying, this is my thing. Scientists, all that shit. Scientists, big media when it comes to COVID. If y'all don't really know, you don't really got to rush a response, because once you rush a response and you fumble the response, and then a week later it turns out to be something completely different, the trust of you guys is going to go down and down and down. That's all that's going to happen. It's going to continue to decrease. So if you don't really know, don't say. Because when people see that fourth Omicron shot, I put it on my story today. I said, In December, y'all said that if you get the booster, you ain't got to worry about it. Now you tell me there's another variant coming out? It's like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, not another variant, but and then also, if Omicron is running so rampantly through America, right? We're getting like 700,000 cases, million cases a day. By the time March comes, wouldn't everybody already have natural immunity to Omicron? So what will be the point of getting Omicron vaccine if now we all have natural immunity to Omicron? Like, think about that. Why does that make sense? And the question is, when does it end? I said, you might as well just change the whole messaging. You might as well just come out and say, hey, coronavirus and different variants are here to stay. They're here to stay. The same way we do flu shots, we're going to do COVID shots. That's how it's going to be. You can either take them if you want, or if you don't have to. We're going to continue moving regular lives. If you want to wear a mask, you can go out. Wear a mask, you can go out. If you don't want to wear a mask, you go out. Don't wear a mask, you can go out. It's up to you. It's your decision. We got to stop with this rhetoric that it's unvaccinated people that's destroying America. They're doing this, doing that. That's not true. The judge in my county, she put out a tweet yesterday, and I had to respond to because I'm tired of just. I mean, she probably didn't read it, but I feel like I had to say something. She blaming hospitalizations on, like, or she raised the threat level to like red, like code red. Now it's unless you're fully vaccinated, stay home. That's what she put. Now, people in the county, people in Texas, they fucking going for that. Motherfuckers out the store right now, no mask on. They don't give a fuck. We're past it. It's been 2 years. We're not doing that again. We're just not. I'm sorry. We're just not doing that again. I'm sorry. But I asked her. She obviously she can respond. She can respond to me. That's what I want my platform to be big. So I can actually ask these people, like, hey, what's going on? When you talk about hospitalizations, miss, are you doing the Fauci method, or not? Maybe not even. I want to blame it on Fauci. Are you doing the policy for whatever these 250 hospitals using? Are you using the, hey, I broke my finger, but I also have COVID? Is that what you're adding into it? Or are you actually only giving me numbers that are people who actually are in dire need from coronavirus? What are you giving me? If you ain't giving me that, I don't want to hear it. Be honest, be transparent. So let me read the comments and I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Let me read the comments and I'm gonna get up out of here. So, cool tongue. The fuck? I just want to know where COVID came from. Why they saying it came from a lab in Wuhan? I don't know. They saying it came from a lab in China. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this means. Cool tongue. What the fuck does that mean? Cool tongue on just a regular fucking tongue. My girl Vicky had to say, I was sick for 2 days. It was pretty bad. Temp 103, but flu meds got me right through it. No vaccine. That's pretty much what you got to do. Unless you don't have it. Like I said, it's going to affect people differently. Some people won't be able to get oxygen. They have to go get oxygenated. They'll have to go do this. Some people, it will fuck up. I'm not saying it won't fuck people up. He probably died of fentanyl. You must be talking about Bob Saget. What else we got? When is Ben Shapiro supposed to go to court? LOL, let's go Ben. I don't know when Daily Wire and they're supposed to go to court. It's all about money. I mean, if you look at the Forbes list, a lot of these Moderna, Pfizer, they've now jumped into the billionaire conversation. I mean, it's just something to look at. But that's all I got, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Nice 50. What we here for 53 minutes? I salute everybody watching, everybody commenting. Let me go back through. Salute Trey Porter, salute Vicky Love, salute Trey the photographer. I know for Freaky Show, cool tongue. I mean, salute to you for commenting, but that's just a little weird, a little sus. Salute to Eco, Praise, Damon, Sharam. Who else was up in here? Everyday PJ. Salute to y'all for being in the chat. Salute to y'all for giving me y'all's opinion, because I like to also hear what everybody else thinks as well. Maybe you have a different opinion. I like to hear it. I like to see it. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. If you do me this pleasure, right? You guys listen to podcasts on audio versions. Go to DFriend Daily. Look it up on Spotify. You can follow it there. Apple Podcasts as well. Look up DFriend Daily. You can follow it there. Give it a 5-star rating and review. I really appreciate everybody who watches, streams. I'll be back tomorrow here, DFriend Daily, around this same time, maybe, possibly, potentially. But I'll be back tomorrow. And also at night, tune in 9:30. I'm gonna create an event for it. Absolute Insure Podcast. We back and we got some things to talk about. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys next time. It's your boy DFriend.